minutes. I want to make sure, I'm gonna mute it.
Oh, okay, yes, live mute. Can't hardly go 6 minutes without talking. I'm very shy.
I second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
I
Opposed, motion carried.
make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
Got a motion to approve the minutes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
I
Opposed, motion carried. Sherry, you are first on the list here, by golly, lucky you. We'll see if we can get our stuff going like it's supposed to.
Okay.
Our computer wizard, Lori, is right on it. Look at that.
How about that? Yeah, tell me when to change the page or if you need it.
You can actually move to that second page, please. Hi, I'm Sherry Johnston, as you must know, with the LaGrange County Economic Development Corporation. I'd like to come annually just to give you an update of what we've been up to. So I appreciate the time this evening to talk a little bit about 2024 and what we've got going in 2025. As you know, we are the 501c3. We've been incorporated since 2008 doing economic development for LaGrange County. So I'm the fourth director, I guess, I think. So I'm honored to do this work, and our mission is to encourage sustainable economic growth and opportunity and prosperity in LaGrange County. So really that includes so many things, and it's kind of different than what it used to be when we first got started back in 2008. We were really looking for manufacturers, and I say this every year, but now it's about people get to choose where they live and they want amenities. So that's part of economic development now too. So not just chasing big manufacturers, but of course we like business there too. So in 2024, we have focused on business retention and expansion, and that's always going to be our number one. I've had over 100 visits with local businesses this past year, and that's typically my goal. And that's small to our biggest employers. Just like to check in with everyone just to see how things are going, if there's struggles, if there's any way I can connect them with state programs, with county programs, if they're working on expansions, what that looks like for tax abatement. So it's good just to get a feel for what's going out there. And things are really, really growing. And we've got a really good business environment in the county. One of our big expansions this past year was over in Shipshewana, just south of, right across the street from where Alpha Building Center is. They put in a new manufacturing facility. They're making trusses in it, and it's a fully automated system. So it was about a $9 million project. So kind of only 4 employees, but all completely automated. Very, very cool process. They were outsourcing all their trusses and decided to just bring it in-house. So you'll notice it right across the street from them. You wouldn't know what was going on in there, but that's really going well for them. So that was probably one of our bigger expansions in the county this year. We also have a new program that we've been working on with 3 local school districts. So Lakeland, Prairie Heights, and Westview. Manufacturing pathway. So education has changed. That there's so much requirements from the state now that kids have to have some work-based learning. And so with us being such a strong manufacturing community, we're working with NISCO out of Topeka, as well as Cruiser and XOS by Harvard to come up with this pathway through the school districts. And it'll be housed at Lakeland. We've done some surveys and students are interested. So it'll be 2 years and they'll get an industrial maintenance certification when they get out of it. So it's kind of a way to show kids that there's more in manufacturing than what we sometimes think of what it looks like. So just a way to get their foot in the door to see what potential there could be for them in the future, if that's engineering, HR, accounting, just like that type of thing, but also to get their foot in the door with these companies right out of high school. So working with high schools on that, and that's been kind of groundbreaking actually for all 3 districts to sit down and work on a project together. So that's been good. So we'll continue to work on that in 2025 and launch it fall of 26. We also have a contract on the surgery center north of LaGrange. and we are trying to get that purchased, the EDC is, to expand childcare in the community. So, our two biggest problems and struggles for our community is housing and childcare typically. So we're gonna try to fix the childcare in the area. So, you don't think so?
I thought that was already done.
No, we have that purchase agreement. We're trying to get the complete capital stacked together for it. So the back of that building will be a 72-seat childcare center, and we partnered with Imagination Station to have their childcare in there. So they'll jump from 16 children up to 72 when they're at full capacity. And then our office will go up front and the chamber will go with us. And then there's going to be an area with a community room that will seat about 60 people, some co-working space, an entrepreneurship type hub. That is all in our hopes. We've got a ready ask. We've got several foundations with some money at the table. So our last ask is major moves. So we're just waiting to do that presentation to major moves. So please cross your fingers, say a prayer that we can get that project moving this year. The reason we were partnered with them is that they've got Imagination Station received a $500,000 grant from Lilly Early Learnings Initiatives. They have to put that grant into place in 26 or they'll lose it. So like we've got to find out, like I've committed to them and to my board that if we can get this pulled off by the end of March, they need to figure out another way to use these funds. So we're coming really close to that. So hopefully we get a major moves presentation soon that we can get that ask going. So working on that. We completed a utility study this year from State Road 9 from LaGrange all the way up to the toll road. So that was updated. There's the work been going on the Topeka housing project. Ground's been moving over there. They're hoping to do maybe sell a lot this spring coming up already. So like they've got a builder, and so that's been moving along. And we're hearing some potential maybe of a housing development. We don't have any, I'm not going to even announce that because we don't have any final, we have a potential developer of something locally here too. So super excited if that will come to fruition. We've also been working kind of a little bit in the agritourism. I've just partnered with the CVB a little bit in the ag field. That it's in our comprehensive plan to expand knowledge in ag. And we're, besides manufacturing, I think we all know, agriculture is a big part of our community. So we are working on, we've hired a consultant with the CVB and they came out, and I think it's always interesting to hear our story through somebody else because, we see it every day. So every time she comes, she absolutely loves to be here and thinks it's just the absolute, we've got the greatest of everything. So she is recommended, and we're moving forward with an Amish backroads byway that would start in Shipshewana to Middlebury to Topeka, back up to Shipshewana. So that goes like on a national registry, and we would promote all the businesses in that area. And then there's a second thing happening called a trail, an ag heritage trail that would start kind of LaGrange and hit farmers markets and hit more farm-based experiences. People from outside of the area, especially from the city, really like to see what's happening. So those are two things that just will help us move people from Shipshewana this way. And that means through LaGrange, and that means to restaurants. And hopefully what that means is more shops and, just more commerce coming to the east from Shipshewana. As you know, I think Emily's been in front of you a few times. So she's out of her office working on that comp plan under our direction, and that seems to be going really well. She's doing a great job of that. And then the other thing that we worked on a lot this year is that stellar designation. And Ray and Mark came down with us, and we had a great presentation in Indy. And we were, saddened to hear and actually stunned that we weren't designated. But we're going to move forward with some of those projects. We feel really, really honored that out of 92 counties, we were one of the 4 that made it to the final. And I think it really showed everyone how much the community wants to be involved. And in the surveys that we've taken, we know what we put a great plan together in that strategic investment plan. And we wouldn't have done that if we didn't have this opportunity. So we'll continue. That's part of Emily's job still, is to work that plan and figure out how we can help communities find that funding and whatever that looks like. So I know she's been in to talk to you also about that. So and then in 2025, just a few things we're going to continue doing our Founders Forum. We do those in Shipshewana, Topeka, once a month, second Tuesday of the month. And we bring in somebody of interest to the business community in that area. So we've had Jason Boggs come in. We had Leanna Martin just come in from the Community Foundation to talk about the trails update. We've had commissioners come in. We've had Sue Glick come in, just a wide variety. We've been doing it almost 2 years now. And, you know, some of our meetings will have 30 people in the room. So it's just a way to connect the community to, it's a kind of works as a liaison for us, the work that we do to make sure the businesses are connected to what they need to be. So it's been a really good way to connect to that side of the county and hear what's going on over there. We added in 2024 and we'll continue in 25, a CEO roundtable. And we do that once a month. We have about 10 to 15 CEOs that meet. Started that because I'd heard a couple guys were going to Fort Wayne for a CEO roundtable. And I'm like, I don't know why we can't just do that here. I think we should talk about what we got going on here. So I just kind of sit back and listen. We've talked about HR issues. We've talked about company culture, just a way to engage that group of people. And I think they've had conversations outside of our meeting. So just a way to help their businesses grow and them grow. So we'll continue to work really diligently on our businesses that are here with those visits to make sure that there's no struggles that we can't help with and help them expand and continue. We will do some work through some more manufacturing lunch and learn this year. We partnered with Purdue Manufacturing Extension, and they're going to come up and they've got a supplier scouting program that they do. So they'll match a potential company that's looking for something. So they have this list that they put out weekly, and it's been really beneficial to several of actually some of our Amish manufacturers on the west side. They can make a certain product that they're looking for. So I guess this program's been around forever, but we have somebody from Purdue up here quite a bit talking to our manufacturers. So we want to talk about that some more with all of the manufacturers. So we'll do a lunch and learn on that. Excuse me. What else? We are going to work on a South Milford rail study this year too. And a lot of the leads that we get from the state and from our regional partnership, they are asking for rail. So we're going to take a look at down in that area what the infrastructure needs to be to potentially to work on that area. In the comp plan, there was a request in the comp plan to rezone that area, and that was attempted. And I think we need to get our ducks in a row first and talk about what that would even look like to have it rezoned. So this is the preliminary work to that. So we'll work on that this year. We will continue the work on housing, and we know it's a need. So we know that there's a little bit of property here in LaGrange and that we'd like to take a look at, that if we could get some apartments moving on that potentially, we'll see. We work with developers. It's a big push out of our regional partnership in the region. Housing, you know, it's a big need in the state of Indiana as well. We have I don't think I mentioned this. We're rolling out in collaboration with the chamber a leadership program again to start back up this year too. So a few things, but really focused. Our main focus is always going to be business retention and expansion. And then this is just our more detailed, our focus areas of what we've got going on, a little bit more into depth in each of those areas. And then that last page is just our presentation crew that went down to present at Stellar. So that's what I've had this evening. Is there any questions I can answer?
They seem to be pretty busy, which is a good thing.
We try.
Are we gonna, Are you guys gonna try to apply for a Stellar grant this year? Instead of, or is there a certain
They,
amount of time you have to wait
they
for?
usually do it every other year.
Every other year?
So we'll be ready next time around if it opens back up again, for sure. Yeah. That was, doing Stellar, I remember, like I had these meetings last year and that was part of my presentation, like, well, we think we're gonna apply for Stellar this year. Why not? We should give it a try. Like we had no idea what we were getting into. And that short period of time after we were announced as a finalist to all that work we had to get done, it was a crazy year. Like, Emily and I both are like, wow, like such good work, such good community engagement. It was a good experience. I think a good thing for our community. And if we could have won, or we'll win the next time.
By what you guys put together and part of our people as well, you guys did an awesome job with
Thank
that, and I have no hesitation about you guys hopefully getting it in 2026.
Yes, that's what we hope.
I think you guys did a really good job
Thank
with
you.
that.
You know what I think it did too? I think it put us on the map. I think sometimes we get forgotten up here and, we just do things because we figure it out. And so at least some of the things that we've been doing are getting noticed and the ideas that we had were unique, and we have really good connections now with all those state agencies too. We've got all their so if we have questions, and there's still funding for a lot of it. It might just be a little bit slower than we thought. So, but yeah, it's good. So thanks. Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Call me if you ever need anything. Mark's got my number.
Yeah, thank you for all the work you do.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Harry.
I just have the bank reconciliation for January.
I make a motion to approve the January bank reconciliation.
Second.
You got a motion and a second to approve the January bank reconciliation. And I do want to tell Lori that thanks so much for this new front page that's got a summary on there. It's a lot easier to go through. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
Other thing is I'm still working on our annual report. I did get the part that has to be published, sent to the papers last week, so it should be in the paper this week. And there's still some other things that we need to proofread and figure out before we submit it to the state, but it's pretty much done. We're working on that today. That's all I have.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting.
I'll make a motion, we approved the minutes from the last meeting. I thought we already did.
Oh, I guess we did, didn't we? Yeah, never mind. That'll be all then.
We're moving right on.
Moving right along. Water department, Mark, you got anything for us other than what
No, I didn't have a report.
Mark put in?
It's been busy fixing main breaks on the weekends.
Stop it.
That's just what we do.
Stop anytime you want to.
The first one, last Saturday, we chased it and ended up making 3 different holes before we found it. So we didn't want to do that on 20. So we had leak detection, which is maybe $800 or something like that to get done, but that ensures that you hopefully only dig 1 hole. And it's a good thing because the water came up probably 20 foot from where we dug, so. It was
Wow.
definitely worth it in the end.
Looks like it, judging by from what I saw outside my house there, that you guys did a pretty good job coordinating that. It seemed to be.
Yeah, it went pretty
professional.
smooth, everything did. The hardest part was gonna be opening the street up.
Yeah.
But we had extra equipment for that and an excavator, so that helps.
Yeah.
And Rich did traffic control for us a little bit, which that was one thing I forgot about. I meant to contact him ahead of time, so John got with him that day and he didn't have a problem with it.
Hold on.
I'll coordinate.
Anybody else have anything for Mark? Thank you, Mark. Have a good one. Sue, you got anything for us? Play that so it's making me sound.
Yeah. Now we are actually muted on YouTube. So we won't be playing that background.
Everybody had a chance to see Sue's report. Did anybody have any questions over anything? Yeah, good job. Street department?
Yeah, I'm on here.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yep, sure can. How's it going?
Oh, it's going. Been busy.
We've been an awful 2 weeks.
Yes, it's been quite busy.
I wanted to tell Rich that we appreciate him helping out plowing uptown, cleaning up spots. It made it a lot easier on us to come in this morning and not have to do all of it.
You're welcome, John. I was gonna say, you got an open position down there. Maybe we can, get Rich a part-time job down there with you.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a little rough to see James go, but I understood, you know. So we do have an open position, and hopefully we'll be having some interviews soon.
No, so anybody else have anything for
The streets look pretty good, John. You guys did an awesome job the last couple of, snowstorms we had, so,
Snowy days.
yeah, snowy days, icy days. So tell your people down there, we appreciate it.
Will do. I'll let the guys know.
Anybody have anything else? All right, thanks, John. Have a good night.
You too.
Cemetery? Anybody have a chance to look at the cemetery report? Anybody have anything?
Nope.
All right. Thanks for the cemetery report. Park,
Nothing for the park.
police? Thank you. Other than your report, most of everything was down. We had a couple that were up that pretty substantially that are normally ones we wouldn't want to see up. So, but most everything else was down or right at the same. Yeah. I hope everybody takes a chance to look at that report, gives you an idea of what's going on around in town. Mark, you have anything? Thank you, Rich.
A couple of things. One, Ray was able to, finally, find us someone that was willing to serve as our, alcoholic beverage board appointee. It's Robert W. Bill Stewart. I think Ray and I both have probably known Bill for 30+ years. So, I did get him to fill out the paperwork and would just need a motion from the board to appoint him and then authorize Ray to sign this document, and then I will get with Bill and get it up. And there's a spot where the county clerk has to sign, and then I'll mail the copies off to all the people that we need to get them to, and then we should be good to go.
I make a motion, we approve Robert W. Bill Stewart to be our new alcoholic beverage board appointee and have Ray sign the paperwork.
A second.
And a motion and second to appoint Bill Stewart as our alcohol beverage on our board appointee. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carried.
And then the other thing I have is that I'd sent to everybody. I think we've done this for the last 8 or 9 years, but it's basically the 2025 on-call professional service agreement with DLZ for engineering services. And basically what that does in those last pages is it just sets hourly rates for the different types of engineers and managers and things that they have, so that when we need these smaller projects or special projects, or we get a site plan or something that I need some help on, or one of the supervisors has a question at the water plant or sewer plant when they call, this is basically how they base that. And we don't have necessarily a specific contract for those smaller things, but what it does do is basically locks them into providing those services for us, I guess. So like I said, there's roughly about a 2% increase in some of them, not everything. In some of the areas from the agreement we had last year with them. Other than that, I mean, what they'll do and provide is much the same as it's been throughout. So if you're wanting to continue in that fashion, then someone would need to make a motion to approve the on-call service agreement, and then it's set up to be signed by the entire board.
I make a motion, we go ahead with the on-call engineering service agreement and have Ray sign it.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to continue our on-call service agreement with DLZ for the upcoming year. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
So there's just a couple other small items on there, but I would touch base back on what John had said, and Mark with the 20 project. I mean, I think we basically had individuals almost from every department we've got in town working together to get that done, and the coordination. So
Yeah.
all things considered, it worked out extremely well. And the state was tolerable, I guess. And so we
Almost got the permit done, so.
yeah, well, there you go. Yeah, so, yeah, they did the hard part, and I met with the brass at NDOT and convinced them that we were, that we could pull it off and get it done. But yeah, it's, and that's good. I mean, I can remember times where we didn't do that well, and we do that extremely well now. So, and I think that's commendable to all of them.
One thing I was gonna ask, and I forgot to do it, Mark, was that a break in the line, or was that a valve?
The line,
It was a break in the line.
yes, this old original. It's that one section of 20 that didn't get replaced. So basically from Vine to the stoplight is still.
Yeah.
old.
Mark, you got anything else?
No, like I said, I think we're good, and Mark may have touched on, he touched on, we did have our initial meeting, with the company that's gonna do the south water tower. I think that went well. Hopefully next couple of weeks here, they'll get in and with Mark and do an on-site, and then they're hoping to stage stuff up and start, I'm guessing, kind of towards the middle of March, into March or whatever with part of the work. So, I think the tower itself, would only be down, it's supposed to be down no more than 45 days. So, we'll work with that. Get with you, Jeremy, or Mark, or I will, when it gets closer that that's gonna happen. We'll probably want a little more coordination through that period. Get a big water or whatever.
Something else. Are we set up at Wellhouse 1 for hydrant?
We aren't, but we can be.
I think since that's gonna be down 45 days and our luck with down water towers, it might be wise to get that started so that we can hook a 5-inch into that.
I think we could fairly simply get something. I mean, it wouldn't be a hydrant, but it'd still be kind of a fill.
Well, some way to
Yeah.
either hook onto it to run a line out and run it uptown. Or have truck shuttle, something right
We could
there,
definitely do something if it
Yeah.
was necessary. I mean, like
Yeah.
right then too.
because if we have another one like we had last time, this tower here, even with the new well house and everything else, it could be bad. And if we had something closer where we could just pump right straight out of that well, that would,
I'll make sure you get on something.
okay.
So we have something.
The newer fire trucks, they pump so much more water.
Oh,
per
yeah.
minute.
I don't think you can ever.
So there's a reason you definitely want that float.
Well, that one would probably, there again, that would, what, 750, maybe 1,000 gallons a minute?
I'll have that.
About half.
It needs
maybe.
cleaned.
Yeah.
To produce more.
So, and you got a ladder truck at what, 1,200, 1,500? So you could just about suck the well dry, so. And it doesn't take long to pump that through it, so yeah, we had 3 of them the last time.
It was going
So,
quick.
yeah. Just, I know we'd talked about it in the past, but now that the other one's going and that one's being shut down, we probably ought to rig something up there so that we could hook to that if we had to without doing too much, okay?
You're talking about at the old treatment plant.
Yes.
right?
All right, Mark Zucker, anything else, Mark?
Do so. Pretty much every meeting's on that.
Somehow I left Bill off of that again. Military one.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Fire chief. Jeremy, you got anything for us?
I got a report.
Yes.
60 total runs. Any questions there? The last, month or so, had 3 radios brought to me that are not working. They're out of the trucks that, were from maybe a countywide grant 15 years ago. So I would like to replace a couple radios, about 4 of them, from the same place, that Rocky Mountain that we've been going through. Quote here. We can go new or used. There's $200 difference from refurbished to new. So we've got refurbished before and they work fine.
200 each or 200 total?
200 each radio. Gently used radios, $2,650. New ones, $2,850. I guess I'd be asking for probably 4 of them. I've had 3 brought to me, so. These are the upgraded radios that will be compatible in the future. So it's the stuff that we've been trying to purchase and upgrade already, so.
Just so that everybody knows, we buy from this Rocky Mountain because they're the only ones that handle the type of radio that we're going with that fits right into our stuff. And if we went with somebody else, we may have to do a lot of labor and stuff to get it to fit in and work on our equipment. So our police department uses it. A lot of agencies use it around here. They're about the best and the cheapest around. So,
And even his refurbished radios have a 20-year warranty. Stands behind his product.
right. So that would be one reason we're not going to request 3 bids on this, is because it's who we've done business with. And we've always done business with them, and they've always been really good about their stuff. So I hope that meets the requirements. I know we have to have a reason why we're going with a single bid. So
What was that total again? for 4.
For 4, I think it was 11,000 something. Not sure if it's on there. I think he told me on the.
2650 times 4,
1060.
and then 2850 times 4. If we do with a brand new,
11,400.
gently used. Brand new old stock. Plus $65 for insurance and shipping.
This is in your 2025 plan and budget.
Well, it was planned.
Oh.
It would be, I would probably put it up to 25.
We've got money, we should have money in that budget, so we should be.
I talked to Lori this morning, but I forgot to mention this, so. I'll just.
So which would you rather have, the new ones or the?
I'm content with the refurbished there. But like I say, we've got them before and then you can't really tell. I mean,
They look brand new when they come.
Yeah.
New case, the inside's been gone through. They're decent.
Make a motion to purchase 4 of the refurbished ones for a grand total of $10,665.
A second.
We can sell them if that includes tax.
Well, we
4
don't pay
refurbished
tax.
ones.
We don't pay
That's
tax.
right.
All right, so we've got a motion and a second to Rocky Mountain radio quotes communications for 4 refurbished gently used radios for $26.50 plus $65 shipping and handling for a total of $10,665. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's all I've got for tonight. If there's any questions.
Good deal, thanks. Bill, you on today or?
I am on today. I had several meetings over the last week, culminated today where I believe that Mark will concur that Ottenweiler has finished. We have reached final completion on the water plant. They did it within the time limits that we worked out. Over the next couple weeks, Mark and I will be getting prepared the change order to take the $150,000 out of the retainage. And there's 2 other items that we're still working through to figure out. It's like $2,425 or something. We're still working through whether that's owed or not owed. Phil and I talked about it today. He's going to be meeting with his project manager this week and then get something to me by the end of the week as to how we went through his numbers and what we thought. So at this point, very friendly, very cordial, everything going, getting done. They're still working on 2 warranty items, as I understand it. One of them being the generator and the other one being a fluoride meter. And as they get those hiccups worked out, they'll be done under warranty. There'll be no further billing for that. So that project's done. I heard from Rich this week, and apparently our violation on Spring Street concerning the house that had accumulated some items which weren't necessarily lawn ornaments has been gotten back under control. And that's it for your attorney's report.
Have you had a chance to talk to Carolyn on your park rules?
I have not, but that is one of the town hall parking lot. I talked with Mark about that. We have the Miller retaining wall, the park rules, and those are the only 2 right now that are open with me. So yes, that is on the agenda that Lori was kind enough to put in large enough print for me to read.
She did the same for me, Bill, so don't feel bad. I told her I
Okay.
can't read that little bitty print.
I was just texting her. I see you made the print big enough for me to read. You just left my name off it, but
Just
you know,
left
still.
out.
It got lost in the font
Shuffle.
enlargement.
I thought maybe there wasn't room enough for me on there, but anyway,
We'll get you fixed up next time.
thank you. I feel better. I was beginning to worry.
So how are we on the decommissioning of the old water plant?
Right now, I haven't been told to start that, but I've been assuming that we'll be ready to do that the very minute that Mark tells me thumbs up, we're ready to do that. So that's the next step. First step was to get Ottenweiler out of there. We've done that. Next step is decommission the old one.
Actually, I already started.
Have you?
Yeah, it's pretty much out of use now, I guess. But I've been trying to take the plumbing apart inside, where we just got the filters to deal with, essentially. So probably need to cut those at some point. Well,
Yeah, there's nothing in there that'd be hazardous waste, is there, Mark?
no, it's just a matter of, getting it all taken out so we can actually use the buildings for something.
Right.
Different.
And I assume you just send those out for whatever metal's in them.
Yeah, I figure we just scrap it and
Yeah, scrap it, salvage.
cutting torches or something.
Really have to cut them all up inside the building and
It'd
haul them out
probably be
through the
easier
window?
It'd probably be easier than trying to get them out of the building. They're like, there's 3 of them from the 50s that are probably super thick, and
Yeah,
the ones from the 60s probably aren't as thick, but still heavy.
and that won't, the hydrant head that we're talking about, or the way to pump, that would be directly out of the pump. It wouldn't run through the filters, so we don't need them,
Correct.
anything like that.
The only thing we would need to do possibly to eliminate some cost is try to tie the generator to the pump itself, so we don't get such a big electrical bill. We were kind of talking about that.
Oh, yeah, that makes
So that's
sense, yeah,
We're gonna
That's
try
a
to
good
get
idea.
with somebody from NIPSCO to see what the next step for that is.
yeah, that's a good idea. How are we on our lead lines?
As far as,
Lead line plans is what I have down
Oh,
here, it's
gotcha.
very small print.
we're just waiting for it to get warmer so we can just keep popping. Take the next step towards
Right.
figuring more out.
So we're still working, all right. Okay. Anybody have anything else for Bill? Thanks, Bill.
Thank you.
Have a Merry Christmas.
It's beginning to look like that up there.
I'll tell you. Jeez. All right, any open discussion tonight?
Oh, I did forget to mention, they delivered the plaque for the building.
Oh,
They just haven't unboxed it. It's like a crate. It's good size, so.
cool.
Wow.
I'll
They
get
were
that out.
official.
Next time he's up here, I'm sure he'll ask where we want that hung. So I'll let you know when that's up.
Okay, that'd be kind of cool to be there when they hang that
Be
thing.
kind of the final thing
Yeah.
on there.
I think it'd be neat if we could all go out there when they do that.
Yeah. It
We
would
gotta
be.
do a ribbon cutting ceremony, don't we? No?
Yeah.
I mean, we waited enough
We could probably
years. I
arrange
think we
something
should
like
all
that.
be there when they hang it.
Heck, yeah,
I'll let you know.
yeah, we
I'll
could
give it a run.
Yeah,
arrange
Plan
something.
on doing it.
Okay,
I think we should.
anything else? I'll entertain a motion to approve the APB's account payable vouchers. And that's what that was. Claims.
Since the state has been calling them that for years, I just changed it, so when I updated it, I just.
I had to ask her, what
Okay.
are those?
Right.
I was like, oh, gonna look at Ray's notes.
I make a motion for the allowance claims.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve our APBs. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. Thanks, everybody.
Come to
You guys have a great one.